Gosh, Michael, I'm so happy you could make it.
Hello, sure.
Do I have any background noise?
No, nothing right now.
Oh, me. Okay, thank you. Wait, I'm so glad. Because this will be good. I don't know if you've met any of these teams over the years, but I think this will be good for us to kind of like get a sense of the strategy overall and how we can assist.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
I haven't met them yet too, so we could talk about like how we can bring in partners to assist and funding and whatever else. But have you worked with any of these people?
Yes, I've met them before, but
Oh,
not
perfect.
not heavily, been involved. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good then. And sorry, I really try to pride myself on not like random
Yeah.
invites being sent over last minute. So I do apologize about that.
No.
I was just thinking and I was like, you know what? Like it would be great to have Michael. So
Yeah,
thank
absolutely. Yeah, no worries.
you. And still the background noise is fine?
Yeah, no, you're good. Eric's in the lobby. So I don't know if you see him.
Oh yeah. Hey Eric,
Hi.
back to back days, how are we so
I know. I got a surprise invite.
Yes, yes. So remember how I was telling you yesterday how when we were in our QBR, Sept was like, you need to connect with Aspie and team, and then that's where this all came from.
Got it. Yeah. No
Yeah.
worries.
I think it'll be good too because I was just telling Michael, like, I know that I haven't met a lot of these teams, and I don't know how educated the teams are on different like investment opportunities we can bring forward with like funding for partners and different things like that. So I think it'll be good anyway.
All right. No, that's good.
Give me 2 seconds. Hi everyone.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Good. So nice to meet everyone.
Yeah, same here. Thanks for reaching out.
Oh, of course. And John, I saw you were in Monmouth County, right?
I am. Yep, I am.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think yeah, I saw that. What did you say? You're not too far from Homedale area?
Yes, exactly. Humdale is so nice. I remember we always played them in sports in high school and stuff. I live in New York now, but I grew up there. My parents are still there, so I go to visit a lot.
Okay. Yeah. My kids are all in sports and whatever
Yeah.
town from. I'm sure they still play against each other.
Yeah. Oh, so funny. And so do you have to go in a few days a week to the Baskin Ridge office, or do you have another office closer? Oh yeah.
I'm in my closer office right now.
Is that at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in 3 days a week.
Got it. Yeah, we had an announcement last week that we might be having a return to office, but I don't know how it's going to roll out. Like I know that they said they're going to start with Redmond and go from there, but I'm not sure. We've been remote for a long time, so it would be a big change. I feel like for a lot of people.
Yeah, little by little, it's coming.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it in most cases.
Yes. No, completely agreed. And where are you based, Shelley? It's so nice to meet you.
Hi, yeah, it was nice chatting with you email-wise. I'm in Nebraska.
Oh, nice.
So you got us on all ends. You got John on the East Coast, me in the middle, and Eric's on the West.
I know. I feel very spoiled. we have some VIPs on this call, so that's good.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you set this up. This was great. So, and thank you for reaching out last week when Eric was out just to make sure things were good. I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no, of course. It's actually funny because we had started working with Eric on the project rollout, and then this kind of came about because we had our quarterly business review with Seb last week, and he mentioned that his colleague Ospie is working on a few projects that might need assistance. So we recommended that we reach out, and then this all came about, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mary, can you help
Yeah.
me just kind of connect the dots a little bit? With,
Yes.
Are you replacing someone that used to be with us, or are you like just in addition to, or
Yeah.
how's the org keeping up these days?
Yeah, so let's definitely go through and do some introductions. So I don't know if you had worked with Piotr in the past.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Yeah.
I'm taking over for Piotr. We had some changes with our new fiscal year, and I'm going to be taking over for Piotr as the cloud and AI specialist for Verizon.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. That's good to know. All right.
Yes, and I promise to, following this call, I can send out, we do have a deck. There's not a lot of changes, but there's a few. So I will send out a deck following this call just to kind of show like, okay, if you had worked with so-and-so before, here's the new point of contact.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe we can start with, unless there's anything we have to talk about first, maybe we could start with a few introductions and talk through kind of like why we're here today and how we can potentially help. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, great. So like I mentioned, I'm Mary Sparrow, I'm Verizon's Cloud and AI Specialist. I'm based in New York City. I've been with Microsoft for just about a year, and before that I was at Oracle for right about 5 years, and then worked in consulting before that. But I'm really excited to work with the Verizon team and see where we can help. Michael, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself next, and then you can introduce the next person?
Sure, absolutely. Good afternoon. So Mike or Michael Dopkin, I'm your Cloud Endpoint Solutions Engineer. We've met before. It's been probably about a year since we last spoke. My real focus area had been Windows 365. Last year, Azure Virtual Desktop came to me as well, which are both our virtualization solutions for consumer endpoints, or end user endpoints rather. Also Intune and how Enter ID plays along with our identities. And I'm in New Jersey, not too far from your Basking Ridge office. I'll throw it over to Bob, and since he just came on camera.
Hi everyone, Bob Indersi. I'm your cloud and AI engineer. I focus mostly on Azure infrastructure, compute capacity, and all of us. So nice to meet you all.
Good afternoon. My name is Iko Bako. I'm one of the customer success account managers supporting Verizon, based in Columbus, Ohio. And I can help with finding any proactive resources for any trainings or workshops or anything that's required from that perspective. Nice meeting you all, and look forward to working together.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll send out a kind of overview of everyone, just so you're aware. But John, do you want to go ahead and introduce your team? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I'll let them kind of
Yeah.
the details. So like I said, so I work for OSPI, who's
Okay.
of Sept, and so we're part of the digital workplace organization, and within digital workplace we have, obviously VDI sits with us, right? So I oversee VDI globally for the firm, along with a strategy function that also performs strategy on a horizontal layer across all of the digital workplace products. So products such as VDI or the physical endpoints, the laptops, the thin clients. On the collaboration side, we use Slack or Google Shop, right? So all email and anything that's really in our purview from a strategy perspective. I have a team that kind of focuses on next gen and architecture and things like that. So that's kind of how I'm split. VDI, which we have an operations arm, an engineering team, and a development and tooling team. So those all kind of sit with me, and we're split across U.S. and overseas in APAC. So we have follow the sun model, and we have 24/7 coverage, and that's kind of the world that is associated with me. And so Shelly is one of is our engineering lead, and I'll let her kind of go into some of the.
Hi, yes, thank you. Yeah, I think I saw that deck. Didn't send it over to us, but I don't know that I shared it with John, so I'll do that. But I had it snagged like Michael's name out of it because I think you were under AI in that deck and I just missed it. So thank you for introducing yourself. As John mentioned, I manage the engineering side of the virtual desktop team. We have an on-prem presence, as you know, with Citrix. It's very large. We have begun exploring. We also have an AWS presence. We've been in and out of several times, and now, as you know, we're going into the Azure field. So this first deployment is really exciting for us. We're just getting it off the ground. We have some big plans for the future, so we're really looking to get engaged with that. With that in mind, Eric has been working with the Azure and the cloud platforms for a very long time. He's our expert on that. I know, Mary, you've met with him several times. Eric, are you here?
I am here. So yeah, Eric Sept, an architect on the engineering team, and pretty much involved in kind of the paving new roads. So primarily work on new deployments for any desktop VDI space, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud. Right now it's in the cloud. So and why we're working on the Azure project, since that's pretty much a new deployment space for us. And trying to move over from AWS into Azure so we can take advantage of the multi-session, take advantage of Windows 11 in our licensing. So that's been my involvement right now.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good to hear from your teams. Maybe we could start with anything needed with the immediate deployment, like any additional support or anything like that, and then maybe we could talk about some of the future plans and what some of your goals are and how we can potentially help support those.
Yeah, I mean, for immediate support,
I know we talked yesterday.
Well, not only that, but we spent time with Malcolm, in the past, and he helped us, kind of pave the way, and so we've kind of worked through, obviously, getting our current subscription set up. So I think as soon as we get this deployment moved forward and kind of wrapped up, that's when, we really want to look at now expanding the space that we're in. So I think we've got most of the basics covered. Everything seems to be working. We'll probably focus on just like enterprise level sizing and limits. So sometimes our security department gets us in the way of not allowing us to have the permissions we need. So we find out that we need another permission enabled for us to move forward. So that's kind of the types of things that we're looking forward, looking into next is kind of some of the stuff we talked about yesterday with the different types of SKUs, to address different workload types, and then kind of the sizing of our environment. And then I think the next step we want to attempt is, like, if we spun up 500 VMs, what does that experience look like? So, that's going to be one of our next tasks, kind of when we get out of this deployment, is just looking at what happens if we try to grow the environment and what limitations we may hit.
Got it. Definitely. And when you say the security team, is that like Alpha and that group, or?
Yes. Well,
Cloud
yeah,
governance?
that group and the governance, Dorada and stuff. So we have very specific permissions set about what we can do, but then we find out that, like, we have deployment jobs. We weren't allowed to delete those deployment jobs, so they just kept growing, and they weren't pruning. So we found that one, late in the game. So it's going to be things like that that we just want to address, so that we get the right permissions placed on our accounts, and that, because they won't, just giving us contributor rights is a little expansive, but sometimes, we may need an additional permission. But for right now, it seems like everything's working, and we haven't hit anything recently. But and some of the new features, like, we haven't really looked at a persistent desktop, but hibernation is certainly something that we can take a look at, for that space. So there's some different technologies that have come around in the past year that we haven't really looked at that might help us, with some more desktop types.
Got it. Okay, yeah, that's something that this team can definitely help with, right? Like, as you're seeing things that are newer that you'd like to learn more about or be upskilled on or just have an overview on, keep us posted, because we're obviously more than happy to assist with that. And I guess too, like, if pieces start coming up, right, that aren't technically approved for like a service or even at the SKU level, maybe we can be keeping Dorota and Althoff kind of
Yes.
optional on our meetings.
Right. Yeah, because anything, they obviously control turning on services and not everything's turned on, so they would be the
Yeah.
path to go through.
Yeah, because I feel like Althoff wants to help, right? And sometimes I feel like it's just, for lack of a better word, like a backlog. Like people are wanting to use services and they simply can't get around to approving in time.
Yeah.
So get ahead of it.
Yeah, he's very familiar. I've met with that team a number of times to get them familiar with what our project is, since it's very much outside of the use cases they're used to seeing. So they have a pretty good familiarity with it now.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, and I think on that current rollout, just keep us posted. Anything you need, we're here to support, here to help. Yeah, and Eric, Shelley, John, any sense of like, would you mind kind of going through some of, I guess, like your high level goals for BDI in general this year, and how we could potentially help? Like, I don't know if there are certain like initiatives underway, or if you're starting to scope some of that.
Yeah, so I could talk a little bit about that. I know this call is scheduled to 2:45, but I have a hard stop at 2:30 for another call.
Oh, yeah. No
The
problem.
conversation needs to continue. Maybe if Eric and Shelley can, and maybe I can just drop off. So for the rest of the year, right now, like Eric and Shelley were describing, right, this first use case that we have is, we've been building up to this for quite a while, right? We had some larger aspirations of what we were looking to kind of move in terms of, personas and different use cases, but we've had some internal challenges with, security and our setups that need to really be replicated, which come with different options for us. And so we just spent probably more time than we originally envisioned, kind of walking through that with our networking team, our cloud governance teams, our security team. And so what we finally did land on this use case that we're in the middle of deploying right now. And so we're expecting this to run, this is going to be our focus in this next quarter, right? To run us through the end of the year. We'll be focusing on this use case that we have right